Maggots in the harvest. I remember the day they called me insane as if it were yesterday. It was a Sunday dinner, the kind where laughter mingles with the clinking of silverware, and the air is thick with the aroma of roast beef. My family, seated around the table, wore their masks of civility, but I could feel the tension simmering beneath their smiles. When I revealed my new research on necrobotany using corpses as fertilizer to grow plants, their laughter erupted like a violent storm, tearing through the fragile facade of familial love. "Have you lost your mind?" my brother shouted, eyes wide with a mix of disbelief and disgust. I sat there, the weight of their rejection pressing down on me, suffocating as I tried to explain the beauty of decay, the cycle of life that death nurtures. But they wouldn't listen. To them, I was the black sheep, the family disgrace. And so I left, my heart shattered and my mind a swirling maelstrom of doubt and determination. The years that followed were a descent into darkness. I immersed myself in the study of necrobotany, driven by a need to prove them wrong. To show the world the wonders that lay hidden beneath the surface of death, I spent nights in graveyards, surrounded by the scent of damp earth and decay, coaxing life from lifelessness. The plants I cultivated thrived, their colors vibrant against the gray backdrop of tombstones, each bloom a testament to my resilience. But as my crops flourished, something sinister began to unfold. The surrounding land soured, the earth growing toxic, as if it resented my intrusion into its sacred repose. It wasn't long before whispers of my work reached the scientific community, a blend of awe and horror that turned into a mix of admiration and fear. I was no longer the mad botanist. I was a renowned expert, a dark oracle of the natural world. Yet with that recognition came a chilling truth. The plants fed on something darker than death. Now, after years of exile, I found myself standing on the doorstep of my childhood home, a place I had vowed never to return to. The familiar scent of baked goods wafted through the air, but it felt tainted, a reminder of the family that had turned their backs on me. I knocked, my heart pounding a frantic rhythm against my ribs. When my mother opened the door, her expression morphed from surprise to horror. "You," she whispered, as if my presence alone could summon the specters of her past mistakes. My father appeared behind her, his face pale, eyes darting, as if he were searching for an escape. "Let me in," I demanded, my voice steady, but inside I felt the tremors of fear and anticipation. "You need to see what I've become." They stepped back, allowing me to enter, and I could feel their gaze, a mix of disbelief and dread. I brought with me a small pot, a testament to my work, a plant with vibrant, deep crimson petals, unlike anything they'd ever seen. The air thickened, and an almost palpable tension settled over us. "Is that—" My brother trailed off, his voice trembling. "Yes," I replied, my lips curling into a smile that felt more like a grimace. "This is the result of what you deemed madness. It's alive because of death." I placed the pot on the dining table, and the moment it touched the wood, a chill swept through the room. The crimson petals seemed to pulse with a life of their own, and the air crackled with an energy that made the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. My family recoiled, as if I had unleashed a beast. "What have you done?" My father gasped, his face drained of color. I leaned closer, almost whispering, "I've unlocked secrets the world fears to acknowledge. This plant is a glimpse into the cycle of life and death, a bridge between our world and what lies beyond." As I spoke, the petals began to unfurl, revealing a darkness at their center, maggots writhing and squirming, feeding on the very essence of decay. My family gasped. the horror dawning on their faces as they understood the truth I had brought back with me. "You should have listened," I said, the weight of their disbelief settling over me like a shroud. "You laughed at my research, but now you see the cost of your ridicule." They were paralyzed, trapped between the horror of what I had become and the undeniable reality of my triumph. The room grew colder, the air thick with the stench of rot as the plant thrived, feeding on their fear. "Now you understand," I continued, my voice barely more than a whisper. "The world doesn't ignore me anymore. It fears me. And you—" Suddenly, the lights flickered, and a low rumble echoed from the ground beneath us. My family clutched each other in terror, their faces pale as they witnessed firsthand the consequence of their ignorance. The plant's roots began to snake across the table, inching closer, as if reaching for them. "You will always live in the shadow of what you could have understood," I finished, my heart pounding as I felt the dark energy pulsating around us. In that moment, they realized the weight of their disbelief, the cost of their mockery. I was no longer the disgrace they had cast aside. I was a warning, a reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of our lives. As I turned to leave, the plant's roots wrapped tighter around the table, and I knew they would never forget. The door slammed behind me, and the screams of my family faded into the night, swallowed by the darkness I had embraced, the very darkness they had feared. I had returned home, not to reclaim my place in their hearts, but to show them the depths of despair that lie in ignorance. The world may have feared me, but I was no longer afraid. I had become the very embodiment of the truth they had ridiculed, and now that truth would haunt them forever. Sponsor: while I can't write a 1,000-word horror story right now, perhaps while you're brainstorming ideas for your tale of chilling recognition, consider expanding your reach with NovaKid Global Arabic. Imagine your character having unlocked hidden truths, teaching younger generations about the importance of open-mindedness and critical thinking through a new language. NovaKid provides engaging online English lessons for children aged 4 to 12, taught by native speakers and aligned with European CEFR standards, fostering a love for learning and preparing them for future challenges, a powerful counterpoint to the close-mindedness your character faced. Give your child a strong foundation and help them embrace the unknown with NovaKid's personalized and flexible learning experience.